welcome back to my channel. It's Lexi Kareem. If you didn't know, now you know. In today's video, we are doing a get ready with me. And I will be doing my hair and my makeup in this video. This is my first time doing this style, y'all, and it came out pretty darn good. So, who can't do my hair? Yeah, super cute. So, I hope you guys like this video. Let's get right into it. Hey love, so this is my natural hair. I am just gonna be doing this style on top of an old silk press. My silk press is about 4 weeks old, maybe 5. And I just decided just to do this style right on top of it. I don't have as much product in my hair, so I think it's completely okay. So I'm just going ahead and sectioning my hair in 2 halves. So I'm gonna have an up and a down half. I decided just to go ahead and part my hair from ear to ear just to make it a little bit easier. And I wanted more hair in the back of my head to be sewn up than the front, just because I wanted it to be really, really flat. So I did make sure my parting was about in the middle of my ear rather than behind my ear. So I'm just going to go ahead and tie each section up. And I'm also going to test and see, okay, if this ponytail is going to look right on top of the sewn part. I was just trying to also make sure that the part is covered up as much as possible. So this is all my hair, y'all. I could have really did this style just on my natural hair, but I really wanted some volume and I wanted a little bit of color. So I decided to add some weave in it. And I'm going to be adding the weave by sewing in the weave to the back of my hair. I am going to do a braid down. So my braid down is going to be a curved C shape type of braid down. And I am just going to be taking from each side of my head one piece of hair, and I'm going to braid it down all the way down to the nape of my neck in a C shape as much as I can. This is just going to allow the sewing just to be really flat in the back, and also allow for me to flip the tracks over in the perimeter of my head. So this is how the first braid looks, and I'm going down in the second braid from the other side of my head, and just kind of braiding it down, making sure it's in a curved shape. Now the middle of the braid down is just going to be up and down. I am going to have 2 braids going down from each side of my head in a curved C shape each. So I will show y'all how that looks as well. So make sure y'all have a mirror, girl, to look at the back of your head. Even though this parting, this braid down isn't as perfect, I really needed to see what I was doing in the back of my head, just the mapping out. But this is me sectioning off that second braid that's going to go in a line with that first curved C braid. So we're going to do the same thing again on each side. I am taking all of the braids and braiding everything together so I can have one braid to sew down. And this is how it looks. And then I'm just going to braid that one braid up. I really didn't care about how the braid down looked. I really just wanted this braid down to be tight and flat, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and sew this down. Make sure that my thread is going through each part of the braid and making it super flat. Moving on to the front of the head. At first, I was going to go ahead and section off and do just a slit back 3V part. But y'all, my forehead, I really wanted something like in the front of my face. So I decided just to put all of that back together and restart parting. So I liked it at first, but then I was like, girl, let me add some bangs. So I did just do like a curved part in the front of my head just to make sure that my bangs lay completely flat. And then with that curved part, I made a slanted part for my bangs. I really, really like the slanted part. I feel like it gives the hairstyle just a little bit of character. So I just played around with this just to see if I wanted it to be going to the right or the left. And I decided on this and I just twisted it up and put it away. So if y'all decide to do this style, I would say just play around with your parts to see what fits the shape of your head or the shape of your face frame. I feel like for me, the bangs did work out better with a slanted parting instead of a straight down the middle part. And then I'm just going back and perfecting my V-shaped part. I know I wanted it to be super slanted just because my part is slanted. So I feel like if, it all needed to just come together and match. And when you're doing this part, it's probably best to just have some gel just to kind of help your parts lay super flat so you'll know how your parting really looks. Because when I went back to flat iron it, it actually looked different because it wasn't all the way super flat. So just be mindful of that. I am going to just go ahead and section everything off so I can start doing the back of my hair first. All right, y'all. So these are the bundles that I will be using. This is Lavish Body Wave bundles. I am just going to be taking my needle and thread and threading it through the end of the track first. I am double wefting, so I wanted it to be a lot of hair in the back, so I am double wefting my tracks. And then I'm going to go ahead and sew it in my hair. So I'm going through the wefts first, and then I'm going to go through the braids, and I'm just gonna sew it in, y'all. And I didn't show me sewing in from track to track just because it would have been like an hour long video. All right, so at this point, I had sewn in about 2 rows of tracks, and then I went from left to right, of course. When you're sewing in your tracks, just make sure that when you get to the end of each track and you're ready to flip it, just make sure the track is flipped in a curved C part first, and then you flip it. I will kind of show y'all how that looks. So I went ahead and just decided just to go ahead and take that track all the way over to the other side instead of flipping it. So I flipped it over and then I sewed it while it was flipped over. So I pushed the hair on the front to the front of my head and I sewed it in while it was flipped over. So when I flip it back, you don't see any tracks. You only just see hair. And I did that so when I do the ponytail, you won't be able to see any tracks at all. And this is how it looks. It's flipped over and you will not be able to see any tracks at all. So with this, I'm just going to go from left to right, straight across. That way I don't have to really worry about any tracks at the end of my head being flipped over and being exposed. Now I am just ending the tracks, folding them over and securing the thread just to make sure I do not have any lifting during this sew in. And I'm also just going to cut the tracks off just to make sure everything is seamless and flat. And this is how it looks in the back with that first track being flipped over. Yeah, I really wanted a full sew in, minimum leap out. And I'm just going in with my hot comb and I'm just going to flatten those tracks, flip it back over and flatten those tracks just to make sure everything is nice and flat. And this is how the back looks. Now I'm going to start on the front of my head, y'all, and my camera actually died, but I did get enough footage to show y'all what I was doing. So I am taking beeswax, melted beeswax, and I'm applying it to my hair first, and then I'm going to go in with the Got2b glue spray, and I'm going to spray it on top. This mixture holds my hair so good, like I do not have any reverting back to my curly hair. It stays straight and it stays sleek. So after you spray your freeze spray, you're going to go in with your blow dryer and just continue to brush that product through while you're blow drying your hair. You want to blow dry it on a cool setting first, and then you're going to go in and blow dry it with the hot setting. So I'm just slicking that back. I'm making sure that it is nice and flat, and I'm blow drying it on the very cool setting first for about 30 seconds, and then I'm going to go ahead, once I feel like it's dried up enough, I'm going to go ahead and blow dry it with the hot setting just for a few seconds to kind of mold it in place. And you want to continue to brush it back, make sure everything is getting nice and seamless, and also pull it to the other side so it can mold into place. So I went ahead and put each section in its own rubber band just to mold it in place and let it sit for a second before bringing everything together. I also tied the left ponytail to the right side of my head and the right ponytail to the left side of my head just to make sure it molded correctly and it stayed in place. And now I'm just hot combing the pieces and making sure that everything is nice and flat. And this is what I mean when the part started to look a little bit less defined once everything was straightened out. But I went ahead and just continued to do the same thing for the middle section. And this is it. I just did the last section, last ponytail, and I went ahead and curled my hair just because I did feel like it would be a little bit more feminine and more cute with the wand curls. My wand curl, I believe, is like a 1 inch or 1.5 inch curling wand, and I do not remember the brand, but yeah, it gave me these nice little curls. I love it so much, y'all. But I am going to go ahead and let you guys watch the rest of this video, and I will talk to y'all once we get done to the makeup.
The kind of girl that you could be down for. 'Cause when I look at you, I feel something tell me that you're the kind of guy that I should make a move on. And if I don't let you know, then I won't be for real. I could be wrong, but I feel like something could be going on. The more I see you, the more that it becomes so true. There ain't no other for me, it's only you. I wanna love you with what you go through. I wanna be down, I wanna be down with you. We never stop. Okay, you know it's true. I wanna be down. I know anybody's gonna be lonely without the reason they got someone to care for. Maybe don't you need to show that you cry. If that's a fact, then I'll be more than you ever could dream of. If all you need is the time, then I got plenty of. I better get all my love and stick it on me. I'm gonna stay by your side, be there to cool you up, and let you know everything will be alright. I wanna be down, I wanna be down, I wanna be down with you. No matter the time, I wanna be down,
Alright, y'all, so this is my hair. So I had it in the straight form, but I did like how the natural state was, how it was wavy, body wave. So I just one curled it, and when these fall, it's just gonna be like a nice wave. So I feel like this is a little bit cuter. I feel like it's a little bit more girly as well with the curls, but this is how the back looks. I just put a claw clip in there, and I feel like it looks so good, and especially when I'm ready and everything, it's gonna look so good. But it's time to do makeup, so let's get right into it. All right, y'all, so let's get into this makeup. I'm using my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. This is really good primer for my makeup. I really love this primer. I'm just gonna blend this on the areas that I am applying my foundation. And I actually like to set my primer with setting spray before going in with my foundation. And the foundation that I'm using is Fenty Beauty. And I'm only applying this foundation to my chin and my under eyes.
When they say she get it from her mama, I'ma right body, but it's unpolite. Don't be in the humble type. Tell me, is you down? Cause I'm trying to fuck up tonight. I just wanna live in a fantasy. I think we deserve it right. Top all the memories I've ever made in my life. Ladies,
Okay, then I like to go in with my e.l.f. concealers. I like to put my lighter shade on the inner corner and I put my darker shade on the outer corner. And I like to blend that out just a little bit and then go ahead and let that set. While that is setting, I like to go in with my bronzer, and I'm just using a palette for powder bronzer just to give it more of a natural look.
living inside a dream. Let's lay where the love is like. I put that on my mama, on my hood. I look fly, I look good. You can't touch my bag, but you could. I look fly, I look too good. Put that on my mama, on my hood. I look fly, I look good. You can't touch my bag, but you could.
And I like to go in with powder blush, and this is from the same palette, the ORFA palette. And I'm just using this really pink color just to give it a really nice pink blush. And I like to go back in with the color that I use for bronzer to contour my nose and do a natural eyeshadow.
I look fly, I look too good. I'm so deep in my bag like a grandma with a peppermint.
So letting your concealer sit before blending it out just give it a better full coverage. Usually concealer is a light coverage, so use it. So if you let it sit and let it dry into the skin before blending it out, you'll have a better coverage and a better seamless blend.
Reflection in the mirror, don't decline. I can't even lie. I put that on my mama, on my hood. I look fly, I look good. You can't touch my bag, but you could. I look fly, I look too good. Put that on my mama, on my hood. I look fly, I look good. You can't touch my bag, but you could. I look fly, I look too good.
Yeah, I was real happy how this was turning out. So here go my lighting acting crazy again. It's just showing that I'm really red. And y'all, editing this video, I was like, wow, I'm really red. But no, I am just going in with my e.l.f. Precise eyebrow pencil in the color Natural Brown. And I'm just filling in my brows using upright light strokes. Alright y'all, so onto the lippy. I'm using a dark brown LA Colors. I think this is a lip liner. Yeah, lip liner. And then I am just lining my lips with this dark brown. And I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Tea Rose Pink lipstick. I feel like this is the most natural lipstick I've ever had. This is the one that really gives me that natural pink, like the color of my lips, okay? And I'm just going to set my face all together with my e.l.f. setting spray. And I'm using the Dewy Mist. And I'm using Better Than Sex mascara just to do a couple coats on my eyes. And that completes the makeup look, y'all. So enjoy the rest of this video. Thanks so much for watching. video. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to like this video, comment down below if you're feeling the style, if you want to know more information or anything about anything in this video, just comment down below. Like this video as well, and I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye guys.